Okay, how do we factor sum of two cubes and difference of two cubes? First, let's review our list of perfect cubes. So here's our partial list of some perfect cubes. So we notice here that 27x cubed is a perfect cube, and 8 is also a perfect cube. So 27x cubed minus 8 is a difference of two cubes. So how do we factor this? Well, we know that, or we can think of 27x cubed minus 8 as the area of a rectangle, of a 2 by 3 rectangle. And that means that we can put 27x cubed here and negative 8 here. And then we think of the factors of 27x cubed. So one of the factors could be 3. So we put 3x, this 3x rather. Then we put 3x here. And then, okay, so let's make that 3x. And then we think of what we multiply to 3x to get 27x cubed. And that's going to be this. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. Okay, so let's check. 3x times 9x squared is 27x cubed. Okay, now we think of 8, negative 8 rather. So what do we multiply to get negative 8? So one of them is negative 2. So we're going to put negative 2 here. Or one factor could be negative 2. And so that's here. And so we think of what we multiply to negative 2 to get negative 8. And that's going to be this one. This two factors here. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And so we put positive 4 in here. All right, so we already have the length and the width of the the width and the length of the rectangle, but the length is missing something. So we just need to fill out the spaces in the rectangle. All right, so first we multiply 9x squared by negative 2, and we're going to get negative 18x squared. Now, we can use this negative 18x squared to find out what's going to go here. And we know that this should be the opposite of negative 18x squared. So we're going to put here positive 18x squared because we want to cancel them. So now we think of what we multiply to 3x to get 18x squared, and that's going to be positive 6x. Now we can fill up the rest of the box. So we'll have 6x times negative 2 is negative 12x. And then 4 times positive 3x is 12x. So we know that the area here is 27x cubed. We cancel this, and minus 8, which is the expression that we're trying to factor. So that means we found the factors of this difference of two cubes. Let's start off with the width, which is 3x minus 2. And the length is 9x squared plus 6x plus 4. So our second example here is a sum of two cubes. And as you can see, the factors of 64x to the 6th is 4x squared, 4x squared, 4x squared. So it's a perfect cube. 1 is 1 times 1 times 1. Therefore, 1 is a perfect cube. So we have here a sum of two cubes. So again, we can think of 64x to the 6th plus 1 as the area of this rectangle. So we can put 64x to the 6th in here and 1 in here. Then we try to find the factors of 64x to the 6th, and one of the factors could be 4x squared. And what do we multiply the 4x squared to get 64x to the 6th? We multiply this 2, and we get 16x to the 4th. Then we think of what we multiply to get 1, and we know 1 could be one of the factors, and the other factor should be 1 times 1, which is going to be positive 1 right here. Okay, and then we try to complete the table. So we multiply 16x to the fourth times 1, and we're going to get 16x to the fourth. Now, this term here should be the opposite of 16x to the fourth, so we're going to put here negative 16x to the fourth. And then we now can find this missing part of the length. What do we multiply to 4x squared to get negative 16x to the fourth? Well, that's going to be negative 4x squared. All right, and then so now we have completed the length of the rectangle. So we just need to finish filling up the boxes so that we can see if the area is the same as the expression we are trying to factor. So negative 4x squared times 1 is negative 4x squared, and 4x squared times positive 1 is 4x squared. So if we want to get the area is 64x to the 6th. This cancels, and then we have here plus 1. So we found the factors of this sum of two cubes. Okay, the binomial factor is 4x squared plus 1, and the trinomial factor is 16x squared minus 4x squared, 16x to the fourth minus 4x squared plus 1.